Shall we go to the Lord in prayer, please? Praise God, our Heavenly Father, as we come before you this morning, first of all, we want to thank you for all your many blessings in life. We want to thank you, Lord, for watching over us and just protecting us, Lord, from all the evil that's out here in this world. We ask that you'll be with our courthouse employees and our law enforcement, our 911 responders. Lord, be with them, guide and direct them, and just put a hand of guidance and protection over them. And Heavenly Father, we pray that you'll give us the knowledge and wisdom that we need, Lord, to conduct the business of this county in a proper and the best way that we can do it. And Lord, we give you the glory for it in Jesus' name, and we thank you for all things. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, mate. Okay, all commission members are present and a great group of citizens. Call meeting to order. AJ is here. He has another appointment, so I'm gonna allow him to go first, give his report.
Not a lot. I'm just getting back, literally it's first thing back from vacation. So, I did check this morning as far as funding for the building. We're still waiting on federal, and with Region 8, with everything else, we cannot move forward till that gets finalized. Once we have that, I will immediately get it going as far as, advertising, and we'll go from there. But you can only get the feds to go as fast as the feds are gonna go. Unfortunately, anything else at the health department, we're getting ready we're starting in with flu season. It's gonna be starting here again real soon. COVID, back to school shots. We've been in the process of that. We implemented our electronic medical, records, program finally at the end of June. So little hiccups with that, but it looks like it's gonna work out pretty well for us. And I may even talk with the state health officer today. That's what my meeting is for. As soon as I leave here, he's coming up to visit the health department. So talk about maybe implementing that statewide and see what we can do. Trying to think what else. Environmental, we're doing pretty good as far as all the inspections were done, completed by the end of June. Of course, as you start the fiscal year over July 1. And I think that's about it. Not a whole lot. My biggest thing was let you know what was going on with the Herson. So,
Yeah, we have that report. It's always on the agenda. I was trying to get a report.
yes,
You got shingle shots out there, don't you?
yes, sir.
The chairman of the board at home said we are getting.
Okay, all right. Yeah, just call out and talk to them and see. We did have them. Now, like I said, I've been gone for a couple weeks, so call out, talk to Gina. I'm sure we can figure it out. No. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks. Sorry for the brief report, but.
Okay, let's have appointment. 8:45, so we'll try to be right on schedule. Okay, approval of the agenda. Any questions, additions?
There were any additions. I don't think there were any additions.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
A second.
Do that also. Minutes from the July 9th meeting. We have a copy. I'm still reading that information that Mike Hayward gave us. To approve the minutes, or did you already do? No, motion to approve the minutes. You second it? Yeah. Approve it also. Yeah, let's see that. Is anyone else coming with your group? Oh. Okay. Couldn't move that up. That's okay. Wait a minute, wait, Leah's not here. She's on by Zoom. I guess she's not coming with it. Okay, have a camera then.
We can get a voter incentive.
What?
We can get a voter incentive.
Yeah. All right. Big picture? Yeah. Okay, we have an appointment at 8:45 with presentation of the checks for the opioid funding, and the opioid committee is here, along with Dutch, who's chairing that committee.
So the committee, people on the committee will come up and, Karen, want you guys come up with you first? Yes. Yep, we need a better picture while in here, so crowded in here.
Yeah.
I'll take it and you'll rush down.
Well, if we move that table in the corner and move them back a little bit, would that be better?
I think it's okay, you can't really see anything else. Main thing, like get the chair, the trash cans out. Okay, everybody looking happy? And we can do it forever. Yeah, I have 150 on here for you, that's okay.
Okay.
Everybody's strong, but Dutch had to give away my.
Yeah, that's what it wasn't very happy.
Right here for a second. Yeah. I know.
Oh, I promise.
Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, a second. Really, Charlotte? All right. Profit or
Thank you. He's so perfect. So like it, part of
So, thank you. Because I didn't felt back.
They don't have any ratchet, they're really good and kept out, right? Really makes up for it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't get your phone out. Yeah, that would help us.
That's how much.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Peaking him to 10, so this month, or for this quarter, next quarter, we'll get another 10.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, keep the call coming in. Okay, might as well just go straight to correspondence. We have a letter of resignation. Fail. I would like to inform you that my practice in Monroe County Courthouse is closing effective August the 2nd, 2024. I appreciate the opportunity you've given me during my tenure at the Monroe County Assessor's Office. I like her letter. And then we have the office of the sheriff's monthly report.
Usually this is the first one. I believe they had to do an amended one since here, but I don't have it a signed copy of that. The $1 million for the CD wasn't listed on there because the tax office didn't have the information. But they have since gotten the information and didn't have access to the accounts, so they didn't have anything set up. So, that has been amended, and then there was some issue with the tax entry they did, and they had to redo those. So, I believe this was the first one, but. Send the amended one on next.
I saw the correspondence stuff, not the one check it, but it hasn't came yet, just the letter.
Just a minute. Which I was also talking to Chris about that clearing account that we had set up, but we haven't really provided that to the state yet. Start sending the checks electronically.
That one, it's not legal, it's even with the last, so. I was just curious.
If you don't have the form, it was there.
Yeah, that's what I'm probably just gonna pay it off, and then that'll be off the boards.
When would that be paid? You know, the town of David.
That's what I'm saying, I've been making like $50,000 payments, this check is big enough, I'm just gonna pay it off. That was it.
What's left is 50 cents.
Have you been putting that back into rainy days? And two of our CDs have actually matured, that's why that's coming today.
All the.
Cause
That we put the rainy day, that we put in the rainy day money into.
Yeah, 500,000 of it's matured, so she's coming today to see if you'll want me to.
The rate should be still pretty good.
Yeah, she said they're still in the files in the top.
With the sheriff's June report, I looked at all of our accounts and the only ones that there is any discrepancy, like we're off a little bit. Are the 3 accounts that refer to taxes. So I think that tax adjustment they did for June, we need to verify our receipts to theirs, just to see what that difference is. Like the one was off $194, the other one was off $490. Considering the amount that's in the account, but we need to figure out what that tax difference was. Including distribution issue.
Okay, here under American Rescue Act. That is still the balance in that?
800 some thousand,
Yeah.
835.
Still, like some of the projects like Frankfurt PSC, they've not drawn down the majority of theirs. It's the stuff with the school, which they're opening in August, so I don't know what's going on with that. That's what I don't know, they were worried about pressures, but we've not received.
I talked with Jerry, they're working with it.
Oh, I know they're
They should
working
be
on
up,
it.
they should meet that deadline. Let's put it that way.
Really? That seems tight.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Considering that you were just talking about the
no one.
Carroll Hollow Water project,
Yeah.
and how that took.
Carroll Hollow. Carroll Hollow, horrible. I did talk. Superintendent says he's hoping they're gonna be in there on day one, but he says it's
Well,
possible.
he put up a Facebook
Yeah.
post, they're, put up a schedule, yeah, he put up a schedule for their opening yesterday or the day before. Yeah, because Fountain PSD, the Carroll Hollow project, obviously the majority of it hasn't been drawn down, that's. 180 plus 320, 500. Mountain Top still is 25. Not even check that off, that's right. And Precious Plus still has 2. I think Carpendale has 120.
Probably have left. Okay. No. Problems we had down there too. The thing is, no matter how much money you have, it doesn't go where it wants. Sure, you can stretch out real quick. Yeah, exactly. Okay, this Water Finance Research Foundation, report from the Water Research Laboratory, could be everything.
Yeah, this is the actual report, so they copy it. So they want to see that. That's-
There's, in this report, there are 2.3 million miles of water mains installed in the US. Making this the largest solar. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. 911, check. Amount of $238,206.22.
It's not a check, it's a letter saying we're getting the
It's a
check.
letter
not
saying
receiving
we're
it
getting
yet.
the
We get the
check.
check, we'll make payment.
And you're gonna get a tower.
Well, I'll have to confirm all the account house, but it shouldn't be a problem. There's 530 in there now. That shouldn't be an issue.
It says it will be mailed directly. It's in the mail. Checks in the mail.
Yes. So when that comes, we'll print it out.
Okay, region, 8 solid waste. Yeah, but, yeah, we'll meet 10 o'clock on Thursday and Roger has something to say about that.
Liz, I hope you can hear this. It needs to be put in the paper. After January 1, 2025, starting January 1, 2025, you cannot take trash in the back of a pickup to the landfill, Romney or Petersburg, unless it is secured down. They will reject it and turn you away. Cause they're getting a lot of feedback from trash being along the roads. So we need to get that out there. If it's not secured, you can't take it.
Or in a trailer as well.
On a trailer in the back of a truck, however, it's gotta be fastened so it won't blow out.
Meaning just like with a tarp or something.
Yeah, with a tarp or something like that over it, yes.
Got it, got it, Roger.
All right, thanks, Liz.
I lost a whole box of trash at Woodward's and they were furious.
Yeah.
Because he mowed over it, then I had to get it.
Well, it's for people's own safety. If something flies out and hit a car, cause an accident or whatever, it's for your own safety.
Well, this time of year, you have motorcycle on the road.
Yeah.
The road makes it dangerous. Okay, we're down to commissioner correspondence, boards and appointments. I don't think we have any. We have any either. You have any, Lauren?
No, I'm got several of those get cut for next meeting. So.
You want to give us an update on the courthouse?
That's why Tom's here. He's got some stuff.
Perfect.
Um,
The commission took a tour of the law enforcement building last Monday. Yeah, Monday. And, very, very nice, very nice.
so Tom, do you just want to go over everything if you want me to?
I'm not sure what conversation's been had about the change orders that, we were requesting today. I can go through that if you,
None.
okay.
So yeah, if you want to go through that.
We have, 5 proposed today that are ready for action. Actually, one of those we approved prior, related to the sheriff's sub panel work that's already been completed. We also have, some flooring, leveling that has been completed. The south wall, the annex, the side one, the match strip We do have a proposal for 61,100 and some change. To repair that parapet that, is in disrepair.
Which is 30,000, over 30,000 cheaper than the initial. But real quick on that, because you guys kind of have an expectation of where that would be. Fair Chance ended up subbing to Boinovich, who subbed Jonathan. Was the only way we could make that work without things getting complicated, so. There's a couple of markups in there, which is why it's a little bit more, but they're able to start work immediately. The building commission did approve it last week, but obviously you all have to pay for it, so you guys have to. Approve it as well, but that's why that price is where it is. It is over $30,000 cheaper than the initial pricing. But it's just, it's something we haven't done, and if we bid it out, we're gonna be at that point. So if we can do it through a regular contract.
Okay.
And then the next one that we just got in, we had asked pricing for the front windows at the annex. Those were wood windows that were replaced 20 some years ago, but there are some condition issues. It would be better to replace them now if we could. There's also some miscellaneous storefront things that there's credits and then ads that kind of counterbalance each other, but the net ad is 18,945.
How much was it?
18,945. And the bulk of that is 10 windows, so.
But that replaces every window on the second floor of the annex.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, we had condition issues on the south side, so we had that in the job, but the side facing the courthouse. On the east side, I guess, would be, weren't considered necessary at the time, but it's probably better to do it now than later.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then the fifth item is the county clerk storage room reconfigurations, basically taking a large open office space, partitioning those off, doing the necessary electrical and doors to make that happen, and that's $18,013. So overall, we're at 112,356.40.
112.
356.40.
And that 18,000, the 23,000 I gave you last time was an accurate price, but Tom went back and forth with them and got to the 18.
Yeah, basically-
That was the initial.
All five of these have been whittled down as much as, I mean, we would have had much larger numbers on the original proposals.
Wow. I mean, we don't have a choice.
Questions for Tom, comments?
There's no alternatives. Pretty much there, right?
So this south wall, this is the top part of the block, right?
Mhm.
Just down to where there's metal I-beams go across to support the roof.
Yep.
It just goes down to that part.
Goes down to that. We repair the top of what would become the top of the block wall so that we can receive with framing and then siding on top of that. So we're going back with metal siding.
And then the lintels that are over top the windows back there, is that
That's
replace them
part of
too?
that. It's part of the project.
They're really in bad shape. Want to need a motion?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve exchange orders.
I second. And I approve that also.
The other thing you needed to know today is they will be painting the outside of the annex as part of the job. We just wanted to match the aluminum panels you all picked out, the sandstone. It's not necessarily sandstone.
Yeah, that's one contrast, but.
Well, Tom said his recommendation is definitely to match the color, right?
And unless we want to go drastically different, I would say match. Right now, they're both kind of creamy yellowy colors,
Right.
so you probably want them to match. If you're going to stick with a similar.
Yeah. But I'm thinking that.
Yeah, I don't think just match it.
Yeah.
I'm good with whatever. I don't care what color.
And then the painter wants to order the interior color, the interior paint for the building. What did you all decide your intentions are with that? Is everything going to be this color or?
That was my thought.
I thought we turned them good with that.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna keep it.
I think it turned out really good in the law enforcement building.
I just wanna make sure,
Yeah, that building looks good.
Boyman wanted to order the paint.
Well, we didn't wanna keep a bunch of paint, different colors. of paint.
Right.
What would there be an option for two colors, like the courtroom's a different color?
That's up to you all. I just, Boyman needs to order the paint.
We're not renovating the courthouse or the courtroom.
Well, your thing was is that everything was gonna be the same color. I'd actually asked Tom to get me what the price of the paint in my office would be. Do you get a chance to do that?
No, I asked what we should do. I wasn't sure what the scenario was with the commission, so I let them know about the request, but I didn't. I don't know how to price, I don't know how to get that price broken out without knowing the extent of it, whether it's your office, your specific office, your whole suite. And then if other elected officials have the opportunity to do the same thing, so it got complicated quick. I need to break that out.
I was under the impression, correct me if I'm wrong, but we was gonna use this collar and have a white. So we wouldn't have to keep a bunch of paint on stock.
Yeah.
And if any of the elected officials wanted to paint their offices, let them do it.
That's why I asked Tom how much my paint was.
Yeah,
That's when I'll put
yeah.
up the project until I get time to paint my office then.
Do what, say what?
I said it could hold things up if I have to wait to paint my office then. So that's why I asked how much the paint was going to be and if you guys would consider doing two different options.
Well, I think we talked about a white, going white as well. For walls. If you want, is that what you want, white?
Like the courtroom.
Yeah.
Our concern was every office would want a different color.
Yeah.
No. You weren't listening to us.
No, I think
Yeah, we
that's
were
what
listening.
said. That's what you said.
So you're talking about, like just your office? Not the whole area, just your office?
Not first,
Suite, she's talking about the whole suite.
yeah,
Oh, sweet.
a brighter color, because they're not gonna have windows in there, so. if they-
So we'll have LED lights.
I mean, that's your all's choice. I needed to let them know what to do about ordering paint, and that's why I brought it today.
I don't mind the white, but we can't get into a bunch of different colors.
I wouldn't see no not going with 7 or 8 different colors,
No,
but have
right.
an option of two,
Yeah, that would, that's
you
not
have
that
this or that.
bad. White. With their tab.
I can see going with the white
Yeah.
in your individual offices, but like common areas, the open areas and the floor in the hallways, I would like to see stay
Always
with
is
this, say this. But you know, your specific office, where your office is, where your desk is, that little room. If you want to paint that white, I don't see an issue with that.
Well, even some of like the storage areas, because you put a brighter color in there, because they're already gonna be like small space, so you put the brown, it's darker in there.
Might be a little darker, but I don't see where it's at, much darker. I don't know, I thought it was pretty bright over the law enforcement building. Yeah, that is even in the office, even in the closet, and stuff like that, too. Really, I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm happy with the color of law enforcement. It's up to you guys.
Because y'all just have to make decisions, actually.
I'm good with you.
If they want to go with a white in their office, in their specific, where their desk is, in their little cubicle or wherever.
Well, she's talking about her whole suite.
You want your whole suite like that.
The whole main office. Well, the workers, like you said, the hallway. you know,
Yeah, hallway,
build that.
The hallway and the open areas.
Needs to be
I
Jill,
think they need to stay, I think they need to stay.
The hallway.
to-
The,
It's
I
just
can't
where your
speak for
desk
Jill,
is.
but I think she wanted a lighter color too, and I'm not sure about the sheriff, I don't know what his thoughts were.
I have no preference.
Who's your other?
I'm okay with the white, the same way we use in the courtroom.
Just limited to two options. You got one or the other, just two options.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And they can do their entire suite in the white, just so we're on the same page.
I think that's what,
Whatever you all want, I just need to.
Yeah, no, I think it's good to get the choice of the two. One motion. I mean, I move that we allow choose between the, this, what color is this? What's the technical color?
County brown.
It's
It's listed as county brown at eight.
Or through the white light.
Yeah, now we'll have county.
I forget what the weight was, what county weight it is.
It's kind of an off-white, isn't it?
It's not white.
It's kind of
not.
same as.
So I guess we just literally need to look at the floor plan and highlight for Wyman what's gonna be.
And get with each department, and work through each one, which.
Well. Yes, Jill especially. Yes.
It's very expensive for
Yeah.
So I'll make-
And I gotta figure out.
I'll second that motion.
Can you make a motion on the outside panels too? 'Cause I don't want y'all to change your mind later and not be one meet, that building got painted the same color as the panels, the
And
annex.
you recommended the panels paint be about the same as the panel.
Yeah, they would color match to the aluminum panel.
Okay, I'll make that motion to confirm that.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
And I approve it also.
I just wanted all that to make sure we're all on the same page. There's a lot of paint over here.
Yeah, we're supposed to have an appointment, 9 o'clock, but she's not here.
Oh, yeah.
Stacy. I heard the door, open up, that's what, that was sure. Okay, so we can.
Check and see what.
Maybe she forgot. Okay, yeah, update on Carpendale Tunnel, we really haven't got anything on that, plus the Lorena deed restriction, plus we have, plans for the amphitheater here.
Yes, that was a lot of pluses.
That was a lot of pluses.
So, let me hear, so the letter of deed and restriction, the development office sent it back with a couple of changes. You all will see that invoice for 15 minutes. It was $75 for her to make those couple of changes. There's one more word that needs to be changed. I was hoping they just sent it back to me yesterday with that one more word. But I only have the document as a PDF, so I can't change it. I just tried to export it into Word and my PDF program doesn't allow me to make edits. I emailed Connect and just asked the attorney and asked her to send it to me as a Word document so we can make the change. It's literally just changing the word prepared to sign. On the map that we had to attach. So it will be ready to be recorded just as soon as I get the Word document back. So that it says signed instead of prepared. So that deed restriction will be ready and we'll be ready to record. I think last time you all made the motion to go ahead and record it once
We
it's
did.
ready.
No, for us, the president to sign.
Yes, so as soon as I get that, I will get that done. I'm hoping she'll send it to me today. On the deed restriction. On the amphitheater, Tom sent me the quote final, construction documents. Before he puts together everything for bid, he needed these to be approved as the things we talked about. So I told him I'd bring these to you all to look at today. There's not a whole lot, since it's basically a concrete pad. But if you guys wanna go and look at that, Tom can answer any questions you have, but once those are approved, he can start putting together the rest of the bid documents for us to send to the development office for approval.
Does this go up the hill onto the top right here?
It says seating,
The seating,
that's your current seating arrangement. We had a layout that had expanded seating, but that's not currently in the
feature, so the hill's this way.
we're looking from the hill down. They're looking down at the stage.
Dan will be up here.
Yes, okay, that's okay.
She's gonna have some community again.
Oh, she might have changed it.
I didn't know where the thing was.
Funding steps, and we're gonna do that as an added alternate. So the base bid. But it's coming to the cedar with Parkland lower budget.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of price to do the steps up to the current.
Okay, so what's all included in phase one?
It's the concrete pad, it's the electrical groundwork, the conduit, the electrical, service building. So basically you'll have power out there You'll have, lighting on poles for, exiting, that kind of thing, just general illumination, no stage lighting, that thing. ADA, parking, handicap accessibility to the seating area at the end of the stage.
There is gonna be parking down the field, right?
Correct. Yeah, and in all scenarios, the handicap parking will be at the lower level.
You can have the printer for me, please.
Getting the concrete ground. Yes, great, yeah.
And there was some discussion, the concrete where people sit is not in great shape. We had, high school kids clean that up a couple weeks ago. I'm hoping to go over with Cody today and we're gonna try some, patch stuff on it to see how it cleans up, because the concrete for the seats presently is not in very good shape. We're gonna do that ourselves.
Approximately.
Yeah, it was in the 400s, I'm pretty sure. Does that sound right?
I'm sorry.
For seating capacity. It was calculated, I think 400 and that's.
I feel like it was 400 with the plastic chairs, like 380 or something, but it was like
Yeah.
500 with foldable chairs. But I'm very
Yeah.
closer to 500.
I was thinking we were sizing it based on metal chairs because the plastic chairs are in bad shape. I didn't know if we were gonna be able to reuse those. And then we've got added alternates in there, one of them being the structure. I'll cover, so we'll have a price for.
In the back, there's gonna be plenty of room for dressing rooms and stuff.
Yes.
In the future.
In the future, yeah.
I do have the final restriction now, so she just sent it. At 9:03.
We're going to put conduit in now that they can pull, speaker wire, all the stuff, control wire for lighting, so that down the road, whatever production goes in there, they can. They can configure it however they need.
And I'm sorry, he talks off the steps being an alternate in the plans.
Yeah.
Right, okay, was. To try to control costs as much as possible, something like.
How much, you plan on putting 2-inch conduit in?
I think we have a couple different sizes, depending on whether it's audio or visual, and then we've got some for electrical. So. Uh, 3-inch conduit for lighting, and 2-inch for controls.
Okay.
Get into 1-inch conduit like here, so we, basically everything comes back to here, this is kind of fun for all the systems. Basically, anything slow voltage, we own that 2-inch conduit, so whether it's for the AV, light, even day wiring.
Just like to make sure we have enough conduit. And there we pull whatever wire it needs to.
So the only thing that's lacking now is just the front end documents about bidding for the grant funds, to make sure that we have the parameters in place. For that.
When people said LWCF was complicated, they weren't getting it. I didn't expect to go back 4 or 5 times, just to review the question, so I thought this is going to go. The process as well, once we send it to them.
We can put these on the table if anyone wants to look at it. Thanks.
Are you guys good with these?
Yeah.
That was very
Just money's the issue, I guess.
Well, y'all committed to the.
I know, yeah. Just lay it on the table in case anyone.
You guys want to make a motion to approve those plans so
Yes.
Tom can,
I'll make a motion to approve the plans, I'll second. Prove that also.
When can you get that all the data signed to me for the?
We had an update from AJ on the health department project, so we don't need to mention anything about that. You want to give any report on the opioid funding other than this?
So they just gave out checks and
Give out checks to two organizations shortly.
our application process is open right now, so.
Yeah, and there, did you say you're going to do that quarterly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Stacy's still not here.
No, I tried calling, texting her, I didn't get a response, I tried calling her, so since I'm not.
Should she help with 4-H? It's over by campus today. So maybe she forgot about that.
Okay, we're Office of the Sheriff budget request. Is this something?
That's a carrier from last meeting,
Oh, okay.
Conley.
Yeah, after Roger spoke the other day, I did do, I forgot about the amounts that you mentioned whenever you talked. So what I'd like to propose there is cut that in half to 2,000, which would put him at 45, because I know Roger said he's not law enforcement, but he performs law enforcement duty that was taken away from the deputy. And sometimes it can get pretty dangerous walking up to a house, handing somebody papers that's telling them that their wife's now taking their house and his kids, or the bank's foreclosing on his house. We don't know the reactions that's gonna happen and the emotions in that. So he does perform a law enforcement function. It's just that the state code allowed us to separate those duties from the patrol deputies back many, many years ago. So that's what I'm proposing today. If that would be agreeable.
The 2,000 instead of the 4.
Yes. Cause not until Roger mentioned it the other day in the last meeting, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that and just wasn't thinking that, so.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
No, I'm still not for it. What do you think?
I think we just give them a raise. I think we need to hold on myself. Cause we had to cut our budget in places to give what we did the last time. This is not gonna help. Had to. We gotta cut down on the spending a little bit.
That's when you cut the whole position.
Right, we understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
understand.
What is the budget here revision? I mean,
It's just to move 2,000 from the tax office salary to the process server salary
For this raise.
for this rate. That was it.
Oh, that's something different.
No, I think Roger's asking. about
Yeah,
that.
that's the actual, but
Yeah, I'm looking
that's
at-
later on the agenda. That's
Oh,
later on the
okay.
agenda.
All right.
That's under new business.
Yeah.
That's for
Yeah,
carrier.
I'm just asking to move already budgeted money from one department to the other department. I'm not asking for the county to take anything out of general county that they haven't already given me.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna refer to executive session for this.
I make a motion to go in executive session.
We won't be very long.
Baby, you wanna be there, that's still.
You know, that's money that's leaving.
I'm gonna have to go find out at home.
You could give the heads up about that action,
I've got it on my list, I'll try to,
and I guess probably if I can bring plans down with the market lot, just better.
I think it's just gonna be Lauren. Lauren, you want your whole office on the courtroom light? And everything in there? Okay. Sheriff, do you want your office in the courtroom light, or do you wanna keep this?
That's fine. Yeah, that's whatever they pay me, we'll work in. Considering what we're working in right now.
Okay, so I'll just check with jail, and
I guess, so the family court doesn't get an option. Probation.
Are you painting the walls in the courthouse?
The new walls, some of the
Yeah.
new spaces get painted.
I was only thinking about the annex, I didn't even think about all those other spaces.
I will say in the old offices, which probation could be taken from us, the white would be brighter. It's like working in a dungeon now. I had one set of fluorescent lights go out and my office was like going to bedtime. We couldn't even work in there, so it's pretty dark down in there.
I can ask probation. And ask Chris, I forgot.
Are the painters gonna be different than the ones that are painted in our building?
Not, it's not right now, no, we was planning to do the rest of the work, yeah.
Cause Fairchance had to go back and redo some things because they weren't
Yeah.
top notch.
Yeah.
On the painters.
So we're gonna push a little harder to see if they can do it right the first time.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna give family for the option. It's like. I get from the situation. It's two people on it, so.
I'm gonna hear this.
Sheriff, could you? Me like this jewel.
Not my argument, I'm just saying that's what.
You're- Probation, Chris.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff in the courthouse, I need to be clear about what's getting into this, because not everything is paid.
Okay. I didn't even think about all of the other spaces. I don't think they did either. Which would have said that.
I ran back courthouse.
Okay, no, I'll check with all this. We'll see, I guess we just have to mark like. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to look to see what's getting painted in the courthouse, so that. Okay. No, that's all right. I guess it's not that big of a deal, it's just. It's gonna be different. I guess the light will look okay with this, all the trend and stuff, I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll learn.
Option is inexpensive.
The complex part, it's easy when everything's one color and now the painter's gonna be.
Well, but now you're looking at a delay on their ordering.
Well, we got top.
Okay.
Oh,
Worked on a $25 million construction project in, that is the planning group, on a, university, and then, oh, boy, what was it, $75 million military construction, and military construction just takes forever, you know, you get basically a 2-year design phase, and then it's got to go out for contracting, and it feels like that takes another 5 years. I mean, just to award the contract, but yeah, that's where I learned where it's like options. They usually come with a price tag.
associated with that, the contracting process at least. Once it gets the contract, you want options? Okay, that's gonna be another $80,000. To be able to choose between these two at a later date.
So everything in the federal government's complicated, and then you add military to it, it's even worse.
Right.
Well, I'm sure
It's
everything
worse
comes down to.
until the bullets are flying. And then things are really simple. It's one of the great things about deploying was you could say to your boss, sir, this is BS. You know what? You're right, it is BS. Your home command is calling for information. They want you to fill out reports that have nothing to do with, you know, what's going on there. Field boss, just, okay,
I mean, because even this project's financed federally, and it took a year to get through the application process. And that was quick, that was a fast application process. He told me that, it was the quickest he'd ever done. And, then after that, we had to wait for a federal budget to pass so that there could be an allocation for the loans.
first command. We were a research command, mostly research and public health, occupational health. And a lot of times our primary, our salaries and things, that was covered no matter what happened. But a lot of times, the fiscal year begins in the first of October. We wouldn't get our actual operation budget until December. And one year, because of the shenanigans going on, was in March. We had our operational budget came to us in March. Before that, we just got little dribbles. It's like, how are we supposed to operate? Stuff's expensive.
Is it sad that our federal government is that this?
What's even sadder is there's a lot of them out there that are even worse. A lot of other countries
Yeah.
are even worse. But most of ours is waste as opposed to fraud. In other countries, it's mostly fraud.
Yeah.
It's got lots coming out.
I don't want to sit on you.
Luke, do you have anything else moving today? So I'm gonna have a question.
I think the amphitheater and I've got this pay app, but you don't have to be here for that. I think that's it.
I've got another 10 minutes to go back around. I just wanted to check before, while they were in.
Yeah, I don't think that. Welcome to the things.
Jill said,
I'm trying to cut back on the amount of drink and only drink like
Jill said, why?
all day long.
Oh, I was about to ask.
This week, this week, you know, just have to make coffee in the morning.
I just like to speak loud.
A certain day, I'm better get a cab. I have enough trouble sleeping anyway.
Brother was stationed in Germany in the army, and unfortunately, his desk is where they decided to put the top. So it was just too easy to just keep, like 10 cups a
Oh,
day.
yeah.
And then when he left there, he was no longer on the free coffee train.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't get enough coffee.
Well, that's like,
Headaches for months.
yeah, oh, yeah, once you start cutting back, you're restless, your head is, you know. Same thing happened with my wife there.
I've never had that.
Yeah,
It's got as much caffeine. Yeah.
I just died soda and coffee.
Yeah, it's like caffeine and sugar.
That's a lot. Well, that's what's.
Philip said that we're gonna go concern, and they signed it.
You get to your friends.
Yeah, he was on their main function. That is your warheads that we then put into the German System so long.
No, he was here about this time. Great baby dogs there. If you ever got their call, then I go for this and that was conservative base where they were, they had this long range. He would say, then they would give him the list of the actual board that's loaded. He said, so here I am, and it's like. It's a theoretical situation, here I am, it's like, 20 people around, most of them were higher ranked than I am. Cause it was.
But I'm the one in charge here, because that's my work.
I think it's actually.
You weren't allowed to have. And then it goes, and then I mark it off my list.
It'll give you everything.
Use there, but.
So that would be the point.
Probably will talk. Perfect.
Still.
So easy.
Yes.
Make a motion to come out of executive session.
It's very specific purpose.
We spoke with the sheriff in executive session and we just talked about it here. I think our consensus is the sheriff is going to, I guess, change, the schedule a little bit on process survey. So we're gonna table this until August,
Just to use.
to see if everything is working fine.
The second.
Second meeting in August.
The main question, just keep it back.
Yeah. Okay, back to sheriff again, Mineral County Protective Resource Officers.
The prevention resource officers, yeah. We had one that has resigned, and took a job with the state. I was also spoken to, of course, I haven't, then we have the new school opening down there, the school board has expressed interest in having those.
Having one down there or more?
We're gonna be too short, but
Well, if they want one for the new school,
yeah, that's what I
then
mean.
we'll need
We'll be
to,
too short.
right?
Do you have any?
I have one that's already currently a deputy that's interested, and I think, if we could meet one day in a work session or something and discuss some of the options we might have with this. And maybe have the school board attend, because as I relayed the last meeting, they told me that Troy had spoken to one of the commissioners about the funding, then. So I don't know.
So he had spoken to me about the extra officer, that was before. What's his name resigned, he had spoke to me. And I had mentioned the possibility, if they're gonna do a drug prevention program in the middle school. That we could possibly come up with some opioid money, maybe.
Right.
That was a strong maybe, and
Right, and I think that's why we need to, sit down with them and see what they're gonna do. I know they're gonna fund one.
so who takes care of hiring this? Is that the school board or is that you?
We do.
I think
We
sheriff-
actually, I
the
got-
sheriff does.
I got the salary from the board just last week, so we can start running the ads, so we can
Okay.
start taking
Okay,
applications.
so you said a deputy might be interested, so we're already too short. We already.
Well, I got them being interviewed.
Okay.
But, and that's something that's the reason why I wanted to talk to you, about his interest in this and,
So we
maybe
can set,
some way, maybe we could do, I don't know, I just think it needs some discussion.
wonder if we could get a meeting set up with the board, with superintendent.
I would say, we
And-
probably will just Troy and maybe John.
Yeah, we would-
I don't know if John's back to work yet, but.
Yeah, Troy and John, if John's available, I mean, and that's why I hadn't, because John was the one that come to me and of course, given what happened, I haven't
Yeah, I'm
bothered
not sure
him with
if that's
that.
or not. So I guess let's just try to set up a meeting.
Okay, so Troy Well,
John.
when we call Troy, we'll ask. him.
Yeah, just ask Troy when you call, John's gonna be,
And then
Sheriff and the three of you,
yeah,
just to discuss it, okay?
when would be good for you, any day?
any day, yeah. Just-
So coordinate with us and make sure we can,
Yeah, I'll have, Jenna's off this week, I'll have.
But I thought I would go ahead and put out the advertisements to start getting, hopefully getting some names. I have enough trouble getting names, just filling 2 positions at the sheriff's office, but, and try at least have some names and start some interview processes and stuff, and until we find out.
Because a preventive resource does have to be a former law
It
enforcement.
has to be a former law enforcement officer with at least 2 years' experience.
Yeah, so we can get some incentive on that.
well, good luck with the search.
Yeah. Hey, I was calling one yesterday trying to see, I was hoping I'd get a call today to I was gonna try to do an emergency hire on the trained officer. If the trained officer that I was contacting would would wanna come to work here, but I haven't got a call back yet, so if that's any indication, so.
I know, on the construction, I did forget there's a pay application. that we took through.
17.
I'm really bad with the numbers, yes, pay application number 17, and it is up to 328, 560, 44. It's not certified yet, but once certifies it with the amount, there was something they needed to look out, but up to that amount.
We've been getting council copies at the second meeting of the month, and those meetings have been really early in the month, so they're not quite, they're projecting to the end of the month, so we're given the option that they're not where we think they should be, we could back that number down, but that's worst case.
Okay, thank you.
That's number 17.
Yes,
You guys want to approve that? You guys want to approve that?
Yes.
Approved by the building commission.
I make a motion to approve that.
Pay application 17, I do also.
well, it's already been approved by the building commission, Tom just has to certify it once the numbers are correct. And then we have to send it out to all the funding agencies for signatures and so.
And we'll wait till the end of July to do that
Right.
process.
Okay, we're gonna switch gears here. We have an appointment for 9:30 with Roy Hardy. It's a civic improvement request. So Mr. Hardy, you have the floor.
Just real briefly, I'm looking for your permission to have a mural painted on any of the buildings.
Which building?
The brick one down here on the corner of Main and Armstrong.
Community corrections.
Community
Community
corrections
corrections
on
building.
Armstrong Street side?
Yes,
And what, that,
it's a pretty building.
right,
It'll be prettier with a mural on it.
what,
A mural dedicated to Jack Rawlins and the characters he helped create and promote across the country. I gave you guys copies
Yeah,
of the visual.
right, yeah, I got it.
Which, if you read them, they talk about him writing those songs, talk about his connection with Kaiser. Jack's family lived in and around Kaiser from the 1920s all the way. Not sure there's any of them left anymore, but Jack was a frequent, he lived here in the 20s. But then moved to New York, started his writing career, had other odd jobs before that. But he came back to Kaiser a lot. If you go back through the Kaiser papers from the 30s and 40s, that was back in the time where if somebody visited town, they would put, Jack Rawlins stayed at his mother's house this weekend.
Mhm.
The paper's full of those visits. And that was before he was famous, but Kaiser still covered it as because he was from New York, I guess, and they thought it was a big deal. In 1940 and through the 40s, his family lived above the second floor of Nelson Michael's law office. Of course, it was an apartment building there, so he was overlooking the courthouse when he came to visit Kaiser. And if you, in that square there, if you read Frosty the Snowman, he talks about the village square and he kind of writes a story there about a real Appalachian snowman with eyes made from coal and a corncob pipe. I'm not sure they smoke corncob pipes in New York, but they probably have it down here. And coal's our area, and the song concludes with Frosty running over those hills of snow. There's a porch, I talked to Nelson about it, and he said, yeah, you can sit on that porch, and I said, I can imagine Jack sitting on that porch looking out over the hills around Kaiser, the hills of snow, so I think to a certain extent, Kaiser's probably the birthplace of Frosty the Snowman. I think Jack left us a heck of a legacy and we flirt with the idea every few years or something people want to do for Jack Rollins. But he's always like a parade or a festival that happens once a year, but I think Kaiser needs some permanent exhibits for the man. And I got this idea, my youngest son and I have traveled around the country for the last 4 years. I think we've visited close to 40 states, and when you go in a lot of these small towns, they take a little nugget of something and try to sell it to the public. And we went to Winslow, Arizona. If anybody's been there, you know where I'm going with this. Winslow doesn't have much going for it now, but they got a song lyric in an Eagles song in 1970, and you're all singing it in your head right now, right? And they have a little park, a little city park. They tore down a building. It's on a corner in the middle of the city. It's called Standing on the Corner Park. They have a statue there, a brass statue, bronze statue to just a random guy standing on that corner. And about 5 years ago, I think they added a statue to Glenn Fry, who was the guy who sang the song for the Eagles. And he passed away, and then they put that up. Glenn Fry wasn't from Winslow, Arizona. Nobody in the Eagles was from Winslow, but they put that in that song. And they have basically a cottage industry there, and you go to that corner, and we had to stand in line to stand on the corner in 110-degree weather on a Tuesday afternoon. There was that many people there. And there's gift shops around that corner and cafes and restaurants. And I didn't see a whole lot else going on in Winslow, Arizona. It's 40 minutes off the interstate. And we visited the Four Corners. If you're familiar with that area. It's 3 hours from anywhere in any direction, and it was also 110. We did it on the same day, and there were 200 people there getting their photos taken, sitting on the Four Corners. And I met a family from Australia there. I met a group of bikers in leathers in 110-degree weather. They're both their bikes from Alabama. And they, like I said, that's 3.5 hours off the interstate to get there. And it was, we have that here, but nobody's ever really done anything permanent. And I think whatever's done needs to be in downtown Kaiser. Jack, through the 60s, I've talked to his grandson, who was born in 58. He said through the 60s until granddad died in 73, we stayed at the Hotel Corwin, which was operated by Jack's sister Hazel, who was married to Scratch Stanley. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Scratch. He was the sheriff here for 4 years back in the 60s, but they operated the Hotel Corwin, which was there for you younger people before the Mary Ray. And that's your parking lot now, but that's where Jack stayed when he was in Kaiser, the Hotel Corwin. That's where the whole family stayed. After Hazel and Scratch started operating it, that's pretty much the whole family, except for his one brother Bernard, who was the pastor at the Brethren Church on Main Street, lived in that hotel. And when Jack came to town, that's where they lived. That's where the grandkids came with him. And they came back a lot, he said. Granddad loved Kaiser. And so much so that when he died, they buried him in his hometown of Kaiser, West Virginia. And that's in that obituary, even though it had a little small paragraph in the Kaiser paper, that long obituary, that was all around the country. Everybody in the country read about this man being from Kaiser, West Virginia. But Kaiser really didn't cover it that heavily for some reason. But I saw that obituary in papers from California to Maine to Florida, Washington. And for some reason, we've never done anything permanent to honor his legacy for Kaiser. And I just think that's where I want to start. And I believe the money will be available through the Highland Arts, which is the people that did the rest of the murals, which I think they get the money through Windforce and some other funding. I've talked to them. They're on board, subject to you guys' okay in that building. There's no downside for the county. It's not going to cost you anything.
Right.
Does Kara know, or Kara, how would they know about this on Southern building?
I haven't talked to Tara because she's not in charge of the building.
Well, I know, but that's where her office stuff is. I just wondered. And the second thing I wanted to know, that song you was, could you sing a couple bars of that? I can't remember. which-
Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona,
okay.
such a fine sight to see.
I just wanted.
There's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, and by the way, there's a
I was
flatbed
gonna
Ford
say.
parked right beside that park.
Yeah.
There's no girl in it though,
I
so.
wanted you to sing it. I knew which one it was.
My son was working in Arizona at the border, and then they drove there just to get their picture taken. Yeah, so,
Thank you for helping my cause,
yeah.
but I can tell you, they didn't start doing that till 1999. And like I said, when you go there, we went to the gift shop, I think we spent about $80 buying T-shirts that said "Standing on a Corner in Winslow, Arizona." And we weren't the only people in there. I mean, they were printing T-shirts while we were there. And it's that gift shop we went to is dedicated to the Eagles in Winslow, Arizona. And there's another gift shop on the other side that sold local crafts and things, and we walked in there briefly. So I'm just saying, that's all built around that one lyric from one song, and you've got 3 songs. And I can tell you, on Facebook, the official Frosty the Snowman website has over 600,000 followers. You sell that to the public, they'll come to Kaiser and have their photo taken in front of that mural.
Yeah, we tossed around the idea of maybe having a festival in the winter and having a giant snowman and, you know, but just to honor him because there would be a drawing card and people come, you know.
Well, that's what
Like-
Cody does Frosty Fest, but it
Yeah.
doesn't
They
put
do.
near as much focus on, I think the mural's an awesome idea, and honestly,
great idea too.
even, I don't know why Tara would be opposed to it, but it's not on the front of the building, it's not like it's where,
No, but
I think.
I don't have a problem with that. Do I have a
And
motion? Do we
We've
do-
got ideas beyond this, but this is the start.
okay, I'm moving, we allow this to go with, and in that motion, I'd like to let Tara know what we're going, keep her up.
And we,
Yeah, I'll let
we'll
her
just,
know.
Yeah, but I'm.
She won't have reach out.
You.
And I
second that motion.
I approve that also. Thank you for the thought. Thank you for the idea.
Thank you.
Great idea.
You know, we were talking about a statue for that potential plaza. I never realized the significance of the courthouse square in the song, maybe we'll
Yeah.
do a Frosty.
But I still.
Statue in that plaza.
And also, Jack, what statue are you putting up? Cause we,
Oh, no, we're not putting one up, but that's what I was saying.
We were
talked
wanting
about
something
potential putting
for
one in the plaza
the
that's gonna
front
be-
of the new addition to the courthouse. We're gonna have like a little concrete area there, and we thought about something there. We just can't figure out what we want.
well, we've also talked about, and this, this will require funding, so this will be down the road. I talked to the city about putting a Frosty the Snowman statue on the opposite corner.
Mhm.
But that's something.
Yeah.
Way down the road. And Luke, I'm gonna talk to you about the Veterans Memorial in front of the courthouse.
Okay,
So at some point, you can include the rest of the county on that, because it's only Kaiser, basically on that memorial.
I think the,
There's some Piedmont guys now, but that memorial used to sit out here by the old fire hall.
okay.
So it was a Kaiser memorial, not a county memorial, and but we'll talk about that's,
Okay, cause I think the Legion takes care of it. don't
They do, and we were supposed to add a name to it, and we had it all up, ready to do that. We
And
can,
he has a lot more names, like he's saying, that's just Kaiser names, he has countywide names. You'd almost need a second memorial, and in the plans that you're talking about in the new
Okay.
design.
Yeah. no, we can
Well, thank you.
definitely
Yeah,
chat
we will
about that
be in-
too.
conversation short.
lot of civic improvements.
Yes,
So thank you guys for
and we like
listening
that.
to me.
Thank you.
I gotta go do a flag thing at
Okay.
Energy Express now.
Before you leave,
Hey, do you wanna take my card so you can, and then I will get
Roy,
together.
before you leave, I'm gonna call Judy next week, Bob Taylor, sister.
Oh, okay.
About that road. Did you want to attend that luncheon?
Yes.
Or meeting, or I don't know what's gonna be it.
Yes, sir.
I've got your phone number. I will let you, are you any certain days you're tied up?
I'll make myself available for lunch anytime.
Okay, cause
Okay.
I got a couple others that want to attend that, so.
Okay.
It just
Let me know.
coordinate. Thank you.
And can you send me your
Thank you.
info, we'll touch base on the memorial. Yeah.
Okay, let's move down on the
I'll- I
agenda.
get it from you if I have to.
We have an appointment at 10 o'clock, so we'll keep our schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Employee salary consideration for county administrator. We actually have nothing to discuss further concerning that.
Where are we at?
Second page, county employee salary consideration for county administrator. Second page.
Okay.
We have nothing to discuss about.
Okay. Have you already discussed it?
No, there's not gonna be a
Okay.
salary increase from the county. Other than it's $2,000 with every employee got. Everyone got a raise July 1. That's, yes,
So it's all included in it.
correct.
Okay. So we're all the way to the.
Well, Elkhorn, we have at 10 o'clock. Jason, so here, right, so we're gonna hold off. Supposedly. Yes,
I didn't
I'm
realize
sorry.
we were so far.
Oh, yeah, we're moving right along.
The update on the project, oh wait, that's Loretta, okay, never mind.
We actually,
I
right
just
over
wanted
there to your left is a set of blueprints for first stage of Lorenum for the amphitheater.
Oh, cool.
They just brought them in.
Okay, I thought it was for the building, okay, I just wanted to hear.
No, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was,
As in the construction project?
yeah, we didn't do it yet.
Yeah, we've already done it.
Oh, we did,
Yeah, Tom was here.
okay,
We had our,
okay.
we had a tour of the sheriff's department, the law enforcement building. I can't remember. Yeah,
A week.
yeah, Monday a week ago. Everything's coming along. There's a few details they have to, they have a punch list. They have to take care of some painting issues and stuff like that, but it's coming along. And if you have time, go over there and look through it. It's beautiful.
We can just go over and look, like, on lunch break or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you might have
It's
to get
law.
permission. to
Just
go
make sure
upstairs.
someone's there.
Okay,
Yeah, make sure someone's there.
okay,
But yeah, you can get in.
The upstairs is just anybody can't walk in, upstairs,
Okay.
which they shouldn't.
okay.
They can't walk in anywhere, the whole
So.
thing is accessible.
if I-
Well, I know, but
if
I'm
I
just saying,
If someone's there, if someone's there,
They'll take me, I'll call over and check with Tom. here.
yeah, make sure someone's there. They're not busy, and they'll take you through.
Okay.
It's, the upstairs is really great. I was complaining because everybody's office is too nice. I don't think they need those nice offices, but it's really nice, really nice.
Is it
And
still
they're happy. There's,
good?
stick with the dad. Yeah.
Is it still on project, is the other part still on? what
Schedule.
time? Is it on schedule, yeah.
There,
Well, schedule's been pushed back some.
we had, it's still definitely gonna be November-ish.
Okay,
We had to, starting August 19th, Family Court is relocating for 6 weeks. And they're gonna do the entire first floor of the annex, including the addition. In that 6 weeks period, and then after that's done, then they'll start working on the top, but they have to focus everything for 6 weeks. in the
Sorry,
first
there
week.
were those windows open back when we were getting rain. I know we haven't had any rain, but all that's running down to the.
They, I saw that they did put some plywood up in that one window that was ripped really bad. I think they tried to-
I mean, they have all the windows open, and they were open when I left, the windows that would, in the front that would open as well. So all of that, they're gonna be having, I don't know how much repair they plan on doing that first floor, but they're gonna be causing a lot of extra work with all that, if we get another good downpour. They were open last night when I left,
I'll send
I mean, we haven't had any rain there, but back the last,
Open for some.
I know, about, a month ago when we had really good rain, it was just pouring through that, just running down the walls.
You didn't get yesterday's rain?
But it was nice.
We got an inch up on the mountain,
Yes,
which is.
We didn't get that much, but I got a nice
You
shower.
know something else they
We got a
did
nice
about-
rain.
Needed the rain.
Decent amount of rain at my house, and I
Yeah.
feel about some water in the front.
Did it?
Oh, yeah, but the previous one, which was Saturday, came down from Bone Dry Town, down here, and there's puddles just laughing.
Well, but that was sporadic. I live in New Creek. I hardly got anything, but you come to Kaiser or Walmart, there's puddles.
Right.
So, yeah, it didn't get me.
Yesterday did not break the drought.
What's that? Okay, new business, 911, new hire.
Sorry.
You're busy, I know.
To Jeremiah, then, so don't forget. Yeah, I have 2 new hires. I was hoping to have 3 today, but, I've got to call it off for the third person. It's going to be, Keegan Robinson and Bridget Clark. Just need approval for those 2 people.
Who was it? Bridget
Keegan
Clark.
Robinson and Bridget Clark. Bridget's Robbie's daughter.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
when do
really?
they
I'm good, you
start?
got that application through.
Yeah.
When do they start?
Keegan Bridget is starting August sixth. I sent the hiring memo to Keegan Robinson. We're not, we haven't scheduled Keegan's first day yet, but Bridget's gonna start August sixth.
No, does Brittany have prior experience?
She's a state police dispatcher and has been for over a year,
Really? I lost track of all,
The dispatcher.
I lost track of all her kids.
so
Is Bridget the youngest one?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about her.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm sorry.
Just know that she's Rodney
Rodney.
Likens. Rodney Likens.
Rodney
Yeah,
Likens.
yeah. Yeah, but she's starting August sixth. His date will be shortly thereafter. But Road Truck was gonna schedule his first day, so.
Yeah, both these people. Yeah, do I have a motion to approve these two new hires?
Sure. I'll second.
I approve it also. Do both these people live close?
Yes. Bridget lives with Rodney and Keegan lives downtown. So.
Thank
Okay, Joe's here. We have a special new hire on the agenda. I think we've been here before, haven't
I
we?
think we've been here quite a lot lately.
So.
I'm
paper on that?
accepting resumes until next Wednesday, and then I'll be doing interviews.
Okay, yeah, some good candidates.
I'm hoping to.
We hope. Okay, do I have a motion, do we need a motion to approve her new hire? Her studying, her.
That's the thing, that's why she wanted to go ahead and do that without having to wait until the next week, so.
I'll allow her to seek a hire, go ahead and make a motion to approve it. I'll say. I approve that also. Yeah, hopefully you have some good candidates picked through.
Too.
Every department's dealing with the same thing. The sheriff was just here, they're short. I'm talking about resource officers, possible 2 resource officers. Where that, 911. It's the
I
same
think a
thing.
lot of it's the salary. I have a lady in my office right now that's trying to find a place to live. She went and applied at Bayberry. They told her it was to be $646. She finally got approved. They told her yesterday it's gonna be $749 a month. And she said, she come to me in tears. She said, I don't know if I can afford it. She said, I got to pay electric bill, gas bill. Well, how am I gonna live?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, cause the rent's gonna take her one whole paycheck,
right.
and then the other paycheck, she's got medicine, food, electric bill, gas bill.
There's
She's
a
got
lot of
private-
other
And she don't have a car. She said, I don't even have a car. Would like to have a car, but I can't afford a car because how am I gonna, I can't do both. So
Yeah, really sad.
I'm hoping I can keep her.
Okay, thank you.
Does the Turnpike Transit Authority bus, could it pick her up, bring her down?
We make sure she gets to it. Her family usually takes her and one of us takes her home usually, so.
That's kind of sad. But it's not only here. It's all over.
Okay, budget revision, general county.
Okay, and this is for the carryover. So we always are a little conservative when we do our revenues. I was a little nervous even doing 1.5 million for a carryover, just because we're not sure. And at the time, back in March, when we were doing this with the construction and different costs that we might have. But our actual carryover was 2,925,282. So with the 1.5, we added another 1.425. 282. Now, I was just questioning Kim on something. I mentioned with the sheriff's settlement, there was an issue with the tax distribution. I see a little difference. Well, I don't say a little difference, it's like $12,000. So I'm presenting this, but when I get back to the office, I want to confirm the tax distribution to make sure that's an accurate number. So with that carryover, and also in the, I had mentioned down in the expenditures, we had the 702 when it was a detention center. We had a separate budget. We had salaries. We had it was a whole department at the time. It's currently was just utilities and material and supplies for the detention center. So if we actually more or less do away with the 702 detention center and add that into law enforcement, which would be, the utilities would be under law enforcement building. And the supplies, like the cleaning supplies, it was originally budgeted under 702. So the 20,100 to actually, as you can see, to do away with the 702 department and then just add that into the 700. And then 980, that was for the Tahoes, the leases for the Tahoes. Unless you, with that much of a carryover, unless you wanted to just pay for the Tahoes outright.
We discussed that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
We discussed that.
282, isn't it?
Well, the other side of it is, how much more could we move to the rainy day fund? And
Yes, what is, I think one of his thoughts was take it out of rainy day, pay for them, then put it back, make that payment. put it
well, no,
back.
but I'm saying, I mean, honestly, if there's like, other than just putting it in other buildings. If we have the cash to put into CDs, I mean,
Every part of me, what's gonna cost us an interest rate for the Tahoes if we just go ahead and pay for them?
What's the cost?
Then we don't have the payment, we don't have the interest.
What is the interest on this cost?
You recall, it was 6 something.
Six something.
yeah, yeah, it's 600.
We can't make that much on the CD.
We're not gonna make that much.
No, 5. So my thought was, if we took it out of there, then could we go ahead and make that payment back in? You know what I mean, like our normal payment that we would be making on the Tahoes when we put it back into. it.
Yeah,
Well, if you all are gonna pay for the Tahoes in cash, I need to let, Country Roads know, because they were starting the paperwork, they were starting everything.
Well, I hate to borrow money.
I like to make a motion to go ahead and pay for the
I do
Tahoes.
too. I'll second.
And I'll do that.
Wait a minute.
But I wanna,
Right
but,
up.
I want that payment that we'd be normally making on the Tahoes to be put.
Do you wanna pay for it in cash and put the extra money into rainy day?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Like the
Well,
payment into rainy day?
Yeah,
Like, you
you know what I
wanna-
mean?
Is that possible? We do it?
So once a month, I have to move $4,080, we're gonna.
Well, no,
you
you
can do it.
10,000.
Well,
You
actually,
do it, you don't have to do it once a
14
month,
because
you don't have to do it once
less
a
than
month,
10.
you can do it quarterly.
Yeah, quarterly would be good.
Do you guys wanna pay off the other Tahoes too? When does that lease expire?
It's about almost 2 years worth left.
How much is it, do you recall?
Now, that rate is much lower.
That,
It's probably
that
3
rate
or
was
4.
lower.
Oh,
Let's leave it there. Leave it there. It's under 5. I mean,
If we get 4 or 5% on CD, I'd rather just go ahead
I guarantee.
right,
and pay for the loan.
and I don't wanna just take the money out of rainy day and then not replenish it.
Not replenish it.
Well, you don't even have
Out
to,
of general county, we're adding 1.4 million to our general county.
Correct.
So if you wanna take 280 of that and pay off the Tahoes, or just
Correct.
buy the Tahoes, but please.
Correct.
But right now, either way, this budget revision needs to be approved today, because it has to have to carry over to the state before the end of the
Okay, do
month.
I have a motion to approve the budget revision that Warren has
And then the
requested?
moved.
last thing was just the balance out.
Okay, yeah, move that $20,100.
Yeah, who made that?
Dutch,
I second.
then Roger, then
Okay, so
myself.
that's for this, but then you're gonna, if you're paying off Tahoes, then I can just put that, the full, instead of that 132 into 980. That would be the amount of the Tahoes, whether it's 282 or what is it, 282?
that's,
That's
hold
not
on,
right.
I'm looking.
Yeah,
For
so
some
we're
reason,
taking
I'm thinking
that 132,000 and putting it, just paying towards Tahoe, just paying them off. Adding to it.
It was 10.
Okay, the Tahoes are $218,636.
Okay, so we're gonna take the 132,000 plus money out of rainy day to pay,
No, we're not taking any money out of rainy day.
well, this carryover.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was going to rainy day.
So I'm taking the 132 and I'm making, the 282 must have been with the interest,
That was,
the interest and everything.
no, I think that was with the extra Tahoe. The in-house authorities Tahoe is on this order too.
No, it's 4, because we'd already taken the 5th one out.
Okay,
Okay, so what was the Tahoe's to what?
218,636.
So we'll add 220. We'll add 220 to line item 980, because that's the line item it'll come out of. So we're gonna add that 220 instead of 132.
636.
And then that adjustment will come off of the carryover balance.
Correct.
Okay.
Then that carryover is going into that.
And that's, is that all five of them?
Well, this is general county. This whole budget revision is general county.
Right. Okay.
So the state requires us by the 15th to have a full budget revision, and then by the 30th have the general county carryover.
All right, so we got all that.
But then also noting that top carryover, when I get back to the office, I want to confirm the tax distribution. Because there was a $12,000 difference when I started looking at numbers last night.
All right, thank you.
So they got 88,000 off for ferry.
So you got it?
No, with
Okay, to make sure I'm on the right page, at this point, the only thing I need to make sure we take care of is letting the leasing company that we are paying for the tires in cash.
Carryover
Correct.
might be
Okay.
12,000 less, but
And do we get a better buy for doing cash?
the bottom, the
Because it's
low
all-
that looks
it's
two
all
is
separate.
what the adjustment.
It's not like,
Oh,
actually, most
Yes, so
dealerships.
that they, see where it says Baja's and then I see the
Better
balance,
when you finance.
So whatever's
than-
left
than
will just-
not finance.
and that
Okay,
should be because of the bond.
all right, we all clear there?
Are we moving any to rainy day?
Yes,
Not today,
Not
because
today,
that would
okay.
have to be on the agenda,
right, but we are. Not today.
not
Okay.
today.
Why not just, that's, okay.
The remainder of that 1.4 will be going.
There are
No,
other
right.
revisions that need to be done, but, I wanted to get all the new adjustments in, these adjustments, and then we'll have a budget revision for the next one.
To be about 1.2. Okay, good, thank you. That was a lot. Okay, 10 o'clock, we have an appointment regarding Elk Garden boundary order.
No one here?
It's 10 o'clock. So,
They said they were coming, Roger?
yeah. well,
I've told them.
So what we do is need a motion to adopt the, yeah,
I have a copy of it. Actually, you all already approved it.
we did, but we need to.
That's, yep, it's the order for the Elk Garden boundary adjustments as previously discussed.
Anyone want to do
That Mr. Sykes did for you.
But everyone's familiar with it, you know, he's all. Everybody's good with it? What's that, you good with that?
It's not changing anything, it's just getting the map right.
Yeah,
And I've spoken with the
that's all we're
assessor,
doing.
and I'm gonna give her
Is that okay with you?
temporarily some maps to help her.
Huh?
That's the one running up Spruce, is that the one in that one?
It's the last one, it's the one we argued over.
No, they changed names.
Um,
It overlays with the 1889 plan.
you can look at this, it's just helpful.
The same
Is
road
it
that's on
Poplar
the.
and now Spruce?
Yeah, Poplar's now Spruce.
That's it.
You wanna read it?
Okay. I'm sure I've read it, I think I've looked over it, but I just don't
I
remember
know,
all the
it's been
details
so
of it.
confusing all along.
And we had 3 different models that came up through the. Here's the biggest thing, and you correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna establish boundaries the way we think that the original people wanted it.
Correct.
And then if the town wants to change them after this, you guys can go through your process. and
Regular
change
legal
them, correct?
processes to change.
Right.
We-
so
That's.
The moderate boundaries, I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
the currently recognized boundaries are the result of an illegal change, probably more than one, possibly unintentional.
Yeah.
Over the course of a century, basically.
Yes.
This is the boundaries, city boundaries of Elk Garden. We have. Everyone given a major consideration. And we look back from, I forget what the date of that was,
1890.
1890. And we try to determine what those people intended with that boundary. And that's what we're adopting for Elk Garden. It's a little bit of it's been controversial, but they can change, they can do some minor adjustments to if they need be. But we feel this is really what the founding people wanted for Elk Garden. So,
To answer your statement, going forward, they would have to comply with boundary line law.
Yes,
Statutes on that. You all would be involved because it would come to you for ratification. But the ball's in their court.
Yeah,
right.
You all just say, yeah, you followed the procedures. You don't really make a determination anymore.
And this
But we
will,
need a starting point, that's the thing, we
That's
need a
it.
starting point.
but this will mean that the assessor's office changes the taxable properties in Elk Garden.
We're gonna get a map.
Correct.
I've spoken with
So
the
this will
assessor,
take
we need-
place then to what, tax year 26,
Do we need a
because it
motion for
hasn't
this
been
one?
recorded yet.
but that gives us time.
Do we need a motion?
My chief concerns is for the upcoming election.
So RKK did a map on this. Is there a map that's gonna be put on record with this?
It's not a recordable map.
The plat that RKK did with this order? Is there going to be a plat with this order that would be on record, which would be
Yeah.
really nice?
Yeah, they don't, it's not a recordable plat.
Right, my understanding that boundaries and
How
the
can I
property
do that?
lines are completely unrelated.
Okay, why can't RKK do one based on these boundaries? That will be recordable.
I mean, you'd have to ask Greg, I guess if there's an order, he could do one after the fact. But right now, it would not be recordable. Because he's got no,
But this document is recorded and adopted by the commission. You know, plat based on that.
I doubt,
So how can I make the changes, because people, when they get a deed, you know, they have to have a plat in order for me to make
Define the city boundaries.
Right.
well, I mean. Your plat's just lines drawn on a computer schematic.
No, we take the plats that are recorded upstairs and send that to the mapper. And then the state comes in and does periodic inspections, and they'll randomly pick parcels, and they have to see the plat for those parcels. So if they would come in and say, well, where's the plat for this? And they're like, I could get written up for that.
Why can't they do a recordable plat?
It seems simple, but apparently it's not.
It's not.
What would need to happen to have someone who could do a recordable plat? Or is that not the problem?
One day, I should come to pay for the plat.
There's not a problem that can't be fixed without money. You're talking $20,000-$30,000 probably to get a survey. That's recorded.
So that's that's the hiccup, is surveying it again.
This
I
plat,
see what you're saying.
okay, Greg created this as a service. He took the meets and bounds description that is of record from 1889, actually. So that gave us a shape. He could put that, and I believe you had your mappers also put that on, and that gives us a shape. So the shape has already been court ordered. The shape cannot change. The question has been for 2 years now, how do we lay that shape over top of the existing GIS plat, for lack of a better term? We have a recorded plat of the town of Elkhart, and it is a completely different shape. It's more rectangular with an angle. The corporate shape
Looks like a
is
beanbag
more
chair.
like Italy.
It's like a beanbag chair that's been leaned back.
So the problem was even though they were done at the same time, there is a recorded plat and there's a recorded court order. It's just the shapes are different. So the county commission looked, and there was litigation in another case. And the one that's in that order squares with the intent from 1889 the best. The roads line up on two sides. It's when it starts going down towards the river, it just gets different. So no matter where we put it, there was concerns that it was cutting the school lot in half. It was concerns it was taking property that was not in the 1889 plat. It was outside of it. So this was the most reasonable thing when they tried to determine what was the intent of the town in 1889. You know, to play devil's advocate, I guess I would ask, where's the plat that changed it to the current shape? Cause it doesn't match with anything that's recorded in Lawrence office. So Greg took that, he has the software, he has the ability to put that on a plat that we could look at for demonstrative purposes. It says right on it, not recordable. It's because he didn't physically go out and stake and plat everything off. He has an opinion that there was error in the original survey, but we do not have the benefit of any witness from 130 years ago. They're silent on this issue. If, for example, when it goes up Poplar Street and then it comes out along the back, he thinks that that is too long by about 30, 40 feet. If you stopped it a little shorter, then it would run down Brush Alley.
Right.
And start to line up a little better. And then he said surveying techniques are when you come back to the beginning, you make up for that error. But he has no way to prove that error, nor in a court of law could he opine that there was error. It just appears to be error. We need a starting point so that they can then have the proper procedure and balloting of who's inside or outside to adjust things. It could be back there on Jones that you get rid of that. You know, it doesn't make any sense to be in the city. It's farmland, but it fits in this crazy boot shape. Once we have a starting point, then they can fix it. They're the ones that should fix it. It's their down. We just had to provide a starting point because there was no way to have a legal election based on the current. I mean, you're somewhat familiar with the shape. It doesn't line up. Some houses should be in that aren't, and some houses vice versa. So we just needed a starting point. I can give you that plat as we discussed last winter to get your mappers on board, but I can't record it.
Mr. Barger that used to work for the tax department that I have contracted, he's actually here in the county today. If I could get that and talk to him about it to see if that's something that would be acceptable with the state.
We can try. I mean, we're not, to be clear in the orders express on this, we're not creating a new one. We're not annexing or kicking anybody out. We're just trying to correct probably what happened when things went from paper to digital. Someone just arbitrarily drew a little square. I mean, the shape that's on the tax map doesn't match either of the other two shapes. It's a third one, and we don't know how it got there.
It's less than a third of the size of the recorded boundary, the recorded town.
Yeah, the court order is what, 162 acres?
162 and 3/4 acres, and it's less than 50 acres as it's currently.
So
Okay, so this order gets recorded as is, and then the city's gonna go ahead and clean up additional boundaries? Plus or minus,
As we are able to, as the town is interested in doing.
so it's not something you guys are gonna start right away.
Right, most of the things, most of the cleanups will probably not have any effect at all, because it's lines that are running through the middle of properties. Some of them, and this is where it's going to become a little dicey, is because they do run through properties. The question of, is that property assessed? Is that property a voter? That has to be determined somehow. Obviously, the easiest way is to then pull it over, but if we're actually bringing them in, then we require more complex proceedings. We can't bring in anyone against their will without a general vote.
Okay, so do I have a motion to approve this?
So it's still not clean. Even having
It's
this
still
boundary
boundary
not have to be clean,
You need plaques
because
on
of
that
that weird shape that they did.
I make a motion to approve the order.
And
I'd love to say yes or no.
And you authorize the president.
They just don't have the money to do it. Yeah.
Authorized president, so.
Jason, it's been so long since I've looked at the order. Is there enough detail in there to be able to make that shape?
it references the maps that I have.
Okay.
It's not in the order and it won't get recorded, cause they're huge. But when I spoke to the assessor, I said, look, I'll bring everything over.
Okay.
I think I did bring it over that day, to show you.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
But I don't have anything that's recordable.
As we talk about, voters, one thing you mentioned, I'm not worried about the general because everybody in that whole area is the same voting precinct for the presidential election, but. Your next city election will be in June.
Right, we're less than a year.
So we do need to do some cleanup before then.
Right.
So I'll get with you between now.
Right, one of the first things we've got to figure out is those half
Thank
cut,
you for working on that.
half cut
And I
properties.
admire you for taking this on. This was, reading back through the records, my uncle was mayor years and years ago, and he attempted it. But you know how all the other mayors, they met with opposition. They think, why push it, because, but anyhow, I admire you for taking this on, and then, well, that was major undertaking.
Check the way it's worse.
I'm sure you've lost some sleep, and I'm sure people called you names.
I stopped looking on Facebook.
I'm sure the police were called when we
So
discussed
what they
it.
don't realize.
They were.
It is what's best for the city. It is what's best for the
It
city.
is.
We have to have
This
legal
needed to be
boundaries. We
done.
can't do anything.
It needed to be done, but no one had the guts to push it through because you knew you were gonna meet with opposition, as we did that one meeting where the police were called. So.
I disavow that, by the way. I had nothing to do with that. I know half the town thinks I called the police. That wasn't even the worst
To
argument.
be honest
we had.
with you,
Was it?
we called the police.
It wasn't even the worst
Because we
argument.
knew
we
it was
had
gonna
in
get
that
out
room,
of,
so-
we knew it was gonna get out of hand. And the thing of it is, we left, Jason stayed,
Yeah.
thinking, what, yeah,
Well, they loved him. They loved Jason.
Not always.
he stayed, and I got on, I don't know how many phone calls after that. Mrs. Jones called me, and I feel bad for her, sweet little lady, and she's,
It's a change,
I
but
tried to
there's,
explain to her, the plan and.
But some concerns are agricultural. We do not want to be in the position of regulating out agriculture. We've already got a draft.
And that's what I explained to
that,
her.
but-
I said, you're not gonna have to get rid of your cows, it's,
yeah. And as the clerk say, and the people that are in the city limits have not been able to vote for city officials, now they will.
right.
If there's ever police force, you'll have defined jurisdictional boundaries for police.
I know Dutch and I both got calls, my sewer bill's gonna go up.
It's not.
Your sewer bill's not gonna go up.
They thought they was gonna move a road through the middle, I think that was at Jones's.
Yeah,
They thought they was gonna move the street into the middle of their field and move the water lines and the power lines.
none of this is gonna happen.
No, the streets were determined by the circuit judge.
Yeah.
And that matches the 1889 plat that shows the streets. Streets aren't moving. We just need to put that little dotted line on where's the corporate jurisdictional limits.
So is there farm land gonna be moved into city limits? Cause you can't
Yes,
have,
some.
Let's-
Virtually guaranteed. Yes.
we cannot do a farm discount in a corporation in a city limit.
We're trying to get them kicked back out before next July 1. That gave us.
It's not the whole farm.
I mean, I
That's
can't
not
have
right.
any agriculture land in a city limit.
But it's, yeah, you guys have done a great job. I'm sure it's not without losing sleep. Appreciate that.
Thank you for, can I get a copy of the sign?
Yeah.
I'd wait till you
I got a
get
copy and
recorded.
scan it.
No, just wait till
I
it's
signed it,
recorded.
but there's no recording stamp on it.
Once it's recorded.
I was gonna scan it and give it to Lauren. Lauren will
Yeah.
record it.
What is
Okay.
notary?
What?
No, it's not notarized.
I can't record it unless it's notarized.
Okay. Does it have to be an actual notary line or can you just notarize it?
Maybe.
Was it going to county commission order book? That's where it would go.
You don't want it in the deed book
We're not conveying anything.
for clarification of boundaries though. Or go ahead and add a notary page and record it in the deed book too.
Well, there's no beats and bound description on there.
I mean, there's no conveyance.
Meets and bounds is not described on.
No.
Yeah, that's just an order establishing corporate boundaries.
Right, what about the meets and bounds of the appropriate boundaries?
They're already recorded in different.
Right, but well, the bounds are, but the beats aren't, they're all gone. So doesn't that order specify where the boundaries are?
It does mention, let him read it. It does mention the Powell Rock About School or something like that.
That's from the original and that's all gone.
Can't really think what purpose it would serve in the deed book. There's already one there. So if I'm doing a title abstract or anything like that, that's not even gonna pop up. It'll only reflect on the tax bill.
So
So if it's going in the commission order book, wouldn't it not have the same roles as recording it in the deed book? Couldn't we record the map that goes with it? Cause I mean, the commission order book is just Lauren. Would there be any rules associated with recording the map in the commission order book if he doesn't want it in the deed book? I mean, cause that's not, there's no real estate requirements that go with the commission order book, it's just. So that could we attach a map? Even if it says not recordable, cause it's not, but it's not a real estate map. It's a commission order. Cause if this references
It
those
references,
maps,
it wouldn't be a bad idea to put it
then
in.
how would you know which map 100 years from now?
It wouldn't be a bad idea to put it in with that order. Cause there were several of them floating around.
Well,
But
Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere even really which option was decided on. Just that there were three.
Yeah, so if we attach that map, at least there'd be,
then hold that. Let me have Greg print the one we selected on that size.
okay, we'll just keep that. Before we.
I can have him print one that size, so we're clear which one it is.
Yes, and that would be a good idea to put with that,
Yeah,
to clarify.
cause there were so many floating around, but right now it's too big.
Yeah.
well, Greg can actually just, well, I guess you don't do that. I think it's just PDF, but
Okay. So. But we don't.
Okay, we'll put that on hold for.
I'll get it this week.
well, the order's passed. We're just waiting for
Yeah,
the,
just
we'll just get
waiting.
it all recorded together once the map.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, we have an appointment 10, we're finished with our regular county business.
Okay.
except we have a-
Let me see if Chris is available, because I think she.
Okay, she has 7 minutes.
Well, we have bills together too.
Yeah, we'll be here longer, but people don't.
Well, that was keeping it up.
No. I'm sure you have some good news that the interest rate's like 8, you're paying 8% or something.
She told me 10.
10,
She told me
that's
10.
better.
Think so. Unfortunately, no. Are you ready for?
We're gonna wait for one more.
Okay.
I'm not glad to talk about the rates for the first and for the CDs and that.
Can anyone get, he wants to know if anyone can get 8%, he has some money underneath his bed.
No.
Probably on a junk bond somewhere, but not on a CD.
What are they paying there at First United?
Well, the brokered CDs are a little bit under 5%.
What is it?
A little bit under 5%, depending on the term.
Well, she's on the.
Treasuries are like 4.5%.
She wasn't being provided enough.
So, yeah, rates have
That's
definitely
why she didn't have it on her
down.
bill. And she just had a question about setting up the accounts and stuff.
Yeah,
They had to eventually.
yeah, and they're anticipating more rate cuts, Fed rate cuts by the end of the year. So, that's why they're not paying as much on
the money right now.
Okay,
Right.
all right,
Because of those cuts that are expected,
all right, thanks, all right, thanks.
So it's a little under 4%.
under
Oh,
5.
I'm sorry, 5%.
No, we're good.
He's not coming.
We are ready for you to that.
Yep.
Just, Annette reached out because our 2 6-month CDs have matured fully, so she'll know if we want to renew, she'll talk about that, but that's.
Thank you.
Okay, so you did have 2 6-month CDs that came due at the end of June. And so you do still have in the account $250,000 CDs that mature in December, so basically less than 6 months right now. So the options that we have available as of today for renewing those, we have a 9-month CD that is at 5%. Another 9-month at 4.95%. The only 1-year option that was available today was a Goldman Sachs Bank, but you already have a Goldman Sachs Bank CD in the portfolio, so we need to stay away from that. So for a 1-year option as of today, there's a treasury bill at 4.55%. Then there's a 14-month option at 4.9% and a 15-month option also at 4.9%. So I didn't know, did you have any need to use any of these funds for a specific amount of time? They're just still.
They just wanted to make sure to be able to have a cash reserve if needed. I see that these are non-callable, meaning that they can't be withdrawn early. Right?
Yeah, what non-callable means is that they can't pay you your money back early.
Oh,
If they're callable, that leaves the bank the ability to just pay you your money back, and then you have to go reinvest at a lower rate because they've issued a CD that they're paying, say, 5% on, but rates are now 4%. They can issue a new CD at 4% and use that money to pay off the 5%. So they can call it away.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's their side, not ours.
That's
We
their
can
side.
still, we can still remove the money at any time if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Just with the penalty
with
of
the-
whatever
The
that,
market value,
yes.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
wanna
you
make
can
sure.
still, sell it at any time at whatever the current market value is, yes,
So we have 500,000 that's maturing right now, to 250,000.
yes. Plus the interest, and that is 13,000 something, yeah, $13,061. So we can, I didn't know if you wanted to reinvest that into something, or if you wanted to use that interest for funding sources for anything within the county.
Or invest the whole thing. What do you think? What do you guys think?
And
We don't
need it.
We don't need it. I mean, we're not gonna need it.
So I'm looking at this 15-month one because she's already mentioned the rates have gone down, and I think they're gonna continue to go down. If we tie in for 15 months, then like we have 15 months at 4.9. If we go another 6 month or 9 month, we're into January or April, and based on how the president election goes in November, I think things will change and probably go down. And I would like to get tied into that higher interest rate for a longer period of time.
So you wanna buy, cause we have to buy 2 separate ones. So you'd wanna buy the 14 and the 15-month?
Well, you don't wanna do that because those are both the same bank.
Yeah.
Oh, so
So
we have
we
to
need
do one
something, okay.
9 and one.
So we're gonna have a 9-month one.
I mean, I can,
That's
I
what you're
mean,
saying.
yeah, that's what I would do, is I would go with, and I mean, that actually helps your laddering, so that you have, one that's due. These two come due in 6 months, but if we keep them at different, say we do a 9-month and a, 12-month or something, then you have something coming due at more closer intervals.
Okay. We can do well, we already have Benesco on.
No, you
Oh,
have Safra and Goldman Sachs right
So you
now.
wanna do,
They're at the
wanna do the
bottom.
Flag Star?
Do
The 15-month Flag Star one?
Yeah, and then
And
do
then-
a 9 month up here.
The Benesco is the.
The Benesco is a higher interest rate.
You wanna do that? That sounds good to me.
For the 250,000 for each of those.
Plus the interest.
Okay, well, they're only FDIC insured up to 250
Okay.
per bank. So what I can do with the interest until it gets enough to actually be able to, have a decent amount in the CD. There is a, Fidelity Government Money Market Mutual Fund that's paying about 4.5%. It's a money market, it's a dollar for dollar fund. I mean, it isn't FDIC insured, but it invests in government bonds, short-term government bonds. So
But the money is collateralized.
Yes.
that would not be, you wouldn't be able to do that. Okay.
We have to, all of our money has to be collateralized, dollar for dollar. It's actually, we've had findings on it because of other banks not
Okay,
collateralizing every
So what do
dollar.
we do with the
Interest
interest?
moved back over and green day.
You know,
We could do that.
Yeah.
okay, so, do you know the account number that we, to put that to?
I can get that to you. I
Okay.
don't know it off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
She's good, but she can't.
She's not-
wherever you got it from.
Yeah.
Is where it would go back to.
Wherever,
Wherever you bought these, the account you
Our
bought these
financial
CDs out of.
stabilization bank account, it has,
is that at First United?
yes,
Yes.
yeah, it still has $637,000 in it.
Financial stabilization account, okay. So, yeah, I will have them, transfer that over to there. There may need to be a ACH form that we need to have somebody sign, so I can have Brianna sign it to you. And,
Chris Burling, the tax office, she should have access to these accounts because she needs to document them. And she doesn't have that documentation since we invested last January. So I don't know if the other day she finally got something, I don't know.
okay,
Because she was trying to get her.
Is your brain working there, Roger?
She has access to all accounts, she's the chief
I
tax
figured.
deputy,
right,
so she needs to have access to see what the interest is every month and so
Roger's
forth, so
saying
I'll just have her, I'm gonna give her your.
Mattress.
yes, please do, that's all I need to do is have Brianna send her, it's an invitation to Advice Works. Where she can go online and look at the account and get copies of statements and everything. And basically it's online access, just like it is with the bank accounts.
Okay, anything that signs, we take a deposit to the bank literally every day,
Okay,
so it's best to have a hard copy document, and then she'll sign it and just drop it off.
oh, okay, so I'll just email it down to somebody to her at the,
So you'll email to her and then she can send it.
She can send it.
Because we take a deposit every day.
Well, yeah, I like,
Okay.
I like Dustin's idea, go with the
Especially
long
now
one.
during tax.
And since you can't do
the
both,
tax
just do a
and
9
tax.
month. Yeah,
oh, sure,
So,
for the 5%, yeah.
so,
Now, it seems they're not available to the automatic, to the regular citizens. They are.
yeah,
Did you,
and, no, go ahead.
did you all make a motion to do the Benesco and
No.
Flag Star?
We will though.
Make a motion to do the Benesco and the Benesco 9 month at 5% and the Flag Star 15 month at 4.9%.
Second.
And that for their inside.
250.
250,000 each.
Yes. Yes, they're available. I mean, the shorter term CDs, like the 9 month and 6 month, those have a minimum of 250,000. 1 year is typically a minimum of 125,000. 18 month, 50,000. And then the longer terms can be smaller amounts, but the shorter the term, the larger the minimum deposit would be. But yeah, anybody can open a Sakara account and purchase CDs.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you all very much.
Thanks for coming down.
You're welcome, no problem. Have a good rest of your day.
Me too.
We already got 13,000 out of it for 6 months, 6 months.
Yeah. We'll take it.
Well, I mean, in a year, you're gonna make regularly a person's salary.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather shorter months.
That's
That's about what I'm not sure.
It'd be different if we used the money, but it just wanna sit there, so let's,
Yeah, go to work, when you get out.
This was the correct one. Yeah, I look like that, I don't down that street, yeah, and then up I. Yeah. And this is,
They could fix it by getting rid of all of that.
yeah, see, we weren't sure about this, but then you talk to some of these people and said, well, there used to be a road down there, and there used to be houses down over there, and maybe so.
But that been played down here, but it didn't go there. It went here. This road went down to the river.
Okay, to get this recorded then, surveyor's not recorded, right?
We're gonna take a picture and make it the same size and attach it to your order. Perfect. This is just illustration to show this is where it should have been based on that 1890
Right.
corridor.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Cause that's the shape and then they can fix it.
Thank
All right,
you.
we're gonna make it, yeah.
Thanks, though. Thank you.
Yeah, it's,
Thank you. Okay, do we have any other business?
No, yeah, we got the, exoneration and stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, we can go ahead with administrative reports and committee reports, I guess, while we do these.
so reports, let me see, we did that, whatever the fair chance stuff. Lauren, is the Wage and Review Committee working on that per diem policy? Because I'm sending someone to Charleston again, and just $25 a day is not enough.
Right.
Are you guys meeting anytime soon to do that?
Yeah, it seems like each time somebody has to go on Christmas. We'll go ahead and move forward then.
Yeah, because that's my biggest thing though, is I keep sending people, it's not like we pay everyone tons of money and then expect them to eat on $25, it's just not enough.
Who's gonna throw from that?
My dispatcher's go to Charleston for training for weapons. The only other thing I had is I did start uploading the meetings to YouTube. The first one's on there. Told you all that, and I have a program income report for the mobile health unit, just needs signed by Jerry. It was prepared by Region 8. They sent that to me. That's, I believe, all I have today. I'll be in dispatch the rest of the week. But I've just been.
What's for the
there.
mobile unit?
I'm sorry,
What's for the mobile unit?
it's just a program income report.
Oh, okay.
Just, it's not like,
Yeah.
cause did they? You guys approved the drawdown at the last meeting, didn't you?
232, the first drawdown, is there a second drawdown?
The one I sent you the other day.
I didn't have.
I just. You guys, Eileen, you had a drawdown at the last meeting, right? The Jerry's, no, I had Jenna's, let me go get it off my desk. I'm pretty sure they already approved it, but just.
Looking like back what?
I believe there was.
There was a pay app.
Fair chance.
That was pay app 716, the fair chance. That was the courthouse.
This one is, no, this is a drawdown for the CDBG project.
The last one I had was 53,000 and,
This one is 38,000.
okay, no, I don't have that right now.
Okay, that Jerry signed, I sent it back, but I guess
That's
that,
for the health facility, not the mobile unit.
yes, this is for the
Okay.
facility.
Okay,
So if you can just, if you guys want to approve this drawdown,
because we actually just got the check for the drawdown before that,
How
for the
much is that?
53.
it's for $38,379.53.
I'm reading that.
Like I said, that's already been submitted back to Region 8. I couldn't remember if it was the last meeting or not.
I'll second that.
You're gonna get me a copy of that.
I've already got it scanned and. I believe that's all I have.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
Well,
Roger's got a big one. Roger, yours
I
goes
got, it's
back
not
to
real super long.
June 25th.
It goes back to June 25th. On June 25th, I did attend the Loving Hands outreach meeting that they had out there, their office, right after our commission meeting. I was at an aging and family service meeting, aging and family services meeting. Went to Region 8 on the 5th, we turned papers before I left. I was on vacation the 6th through the 13th. Done a walkthrough at the law enforcement building. I met with the AG's rep, attorney, general rep here on the 15th. Had a meeting at the New Creek PSD about their sewer systems, and that was really a confusing matter. But I'm glad I went to that. He clarified some things, and people were really happy over that. I had a Region 8 Solid Waste Membership Committee meeting, and I also attended a Region 8 Solid Waste Authority meeting. I worked the blood bank last Thursday, also down in Burlington, and I had a Potomac County Commission meeting at Region 8.
All three of you were on the tour for the law enforcement building, right?
Yes.
That's the only thing that all three of you were at.
Yes. No, we were at the Region 8 meeting. Potomac Highlands meeting.
And just for the sake of the minutes, that walkthrough is actually the building commission walkthrough, the commission.
We just attended it.
The day I went through, they were still painting. I was like, make sure it didn't.
Yeah, they still.
I haven't been over, I assume they're supposed to be.
The deputies love. They do love it.
All right, so I was at the New Creek PSD meeting. Which is there for the walkthrough as well. And that's probably about it. Having a lot of meetings, I was out of town for a while for something else. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I was at the walkthrough. I was not at New Creek GSC. I had something else going, but I can't remember what it was. Hospital meeting. That's not what's it.
And also, could we get a copy of the?
You forgot, did you? I figured,
Okay,
You said, oh, that's
okay.
Is that the same thing you're asking?
Yes.
Numbers for,
Yeah, did you mention?
yeah,
What was that?
law enforcement overtime.
so that was it.
What do you, I mean, that's what I.
What was your answer for? Copy, what, nothing?
For this.
Overtime for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was working on that,
What-
and I started working on that
See,
budget
I'm
revision
actually
and
gonna
just
have
forgot about it.
Well, you were probably up until 2 o'clock doing
Well,
the
actually, I
court.
was trying to do it midnight.
And I want to say something else. I've got a mess with my taxes, state tax, and possibly with the federal tax. I
He's
don't
been
know
telling
everybody.
everybody.
Apparently, and I called Cindy yesterday, whenever they ran my W-2s, my taxes for my state was up in another box. And I wondered why I had to pay $1,500, and that's because my person that fixed my taxes didn't claim the $1,700 that I had paid in. And I was wondering, are there any way they can adjust that to get them in the correct box? I mean, it's not Kim's fault or whoever ran it. I'm not blaming her. But the woman done my taxes, should have.
I think that was definitely your tax preparer, 'cause I go by the number.
I'm not arguing that one bit. Yes, I'm not blaming him. I was just, but it is out of the box. It is partly out of the box. But they didn't add it. And I've been penalized.
And you called Cindy?
Kim wasn't in.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, I talked to Cindy. Kim wasn't in.
When it comes to payroll, it's Kim and I.
Yeah, it's Kim, I know, but I wanted Cindy, and I gotta go down today and get a copy of Cindy.
With the Kaiser 150th, they're doing little fundraisers. Of course, their big event is August 16th, 17th, and 18th. But they have these little ornaments, they're $5 a piece, has the city seal on one side. And then the Kaiser 150th has a little star for the city of Kaiser. It's a little fundraiser, $5 a piece if anybody wants some. And the Peach Festival does seem to be hurting the vendors for the Kaiser 150, so
And I
we're
do,
struggling to get vendors for the Kaiser.
don't forget about the Peach Festival on, what is it, Friday, second, third, fourth, third,
That's a different,
Getting to that,
it's a different time though.
But it's
Yeah.
2 weeks later.
well, vendors, you know, what they have.
That's what I said. How could it be effective?
Other than that, we're just getting, trying to get caught up stuff, and of course,
So what all is happening for the 150th? What all?
on Friday night, wanna be doing a car show downtown, and they'll have some music. And then on Saturday, they're gonna be doing vendors downtown, Potomac State College, that evening. They're going to have a big screen set up, and you can bring your lawn chairs, and they're gonna have some old pictures of the town. And like kind of do old picture, new picture comparison, and then they're gonna have a movie for the kids. There's different things going on through town, you know, some things. And then on Sunday, they're doing a parade, but it actually reverses. It starts downtown and ends at the South Park. Whereas most times they start there and come this way. So I think the parade, I'm thinking around 4 o'clock, it ends at the South Park. Then they'll have entertainment and vendors there as well. I don't remember if the fireworks are Saturday night or Sunday night. I'm thinking they might be Sunday.
And that's gonna be 16, 17, and 18.
Yes.
Yeah, that shouldn't affect the Peach Festival.
Well, we're having trouble getting vendors.
Cody
They're all-
said Cody said she is struggling really bad to get vendors. It kind of got put in Cody's lap at the very last minute.
Okay, I don't know if she mentioned to you, I don't know if I talked to you about it, but there's auditors, mandatory auditors training, 11th, 12th, and 13th.
We kind of volunteered.
Yeah, did I tell you I'm not gonna do it.
That's what she's there for, is to support events in the county.
I know, but
And this is a county event. I mean, it's to bring,
Right,
trying to bring people in, and a lot of the businesses are trying to get involved. They're going to do a queen contest. They're going to do a beard and mustache contest. You know, they're gonna be doing stuff like that. And they're basing this on the last, I can't even say Sesame Splitting or whatever it is. The last anniversary, so, they had a beard contest back then, they had a
right,
princess contest and so forth,
sweet,
so.
okay.
Bills.
Bills, yeah, Bill, we're doing that. That's already done, mine is, they already signed later.
but I thought they had a gal for parties.
They don't have a point person, their council people do everything.
They used to,
Not since I've been here, they have.
well, they had.
Where, the city?
They usually.
Yeah,
have a
they did, but he didn't last very long.
Yeah, they usually have a councilman kind of assigned to that.
They had, what's it?
Remember, that boy thought, used to, went to New Creek School, what was his last name? Metcalf,
Well, they also had,
Ronnie Metcalf.
they had Zinhot in it too.
He was a councilman, he just did it as a councilman.
Yeah,
Well, I'm saying he did it.
a councilman is usually appointed at
Like,
that position.
honestly, the council's not even doing most of this, this is a separate committee.
Which I was helping with our church is having, we're finalizing our 150th. Our finale ends on August 12th, and then, so I kind of ended up on this committee. Are any of you not using this folder, or any of you not keeping
You
it?
need it?
If you don't need it, I was gonna give it to Chris.
Here.
Yeah, I'll take
Didn't
that.
have mine,
You can
didn't
have
have
mine.
Okay.
But
Didn't have mine.
I got you. You want another one just in case?
No, I just.
No, please take it.
No, one for Chris is fine.
Now, Roger
Anybody's
wants
gonna be
to,
using numbers, it's probably gonna be you, Roger.
exactly.
No,
He keeps talking numbers like, well, if you can invest 250,000, we all look at Roger thinking, well, none of us can do that.
Shoot, I forgot to mention, about Three Clovers fixing the roof here. They finally got to it, and they've got the pay order here. They
Phone book on
patched,
there, the one.
patched a lot of stuff, and if you look, they put the metal coping up along the top edge, which I thought really sets off the building. Looks good, definitely looks good from the ground. And just fix a lot of repairs, fix a lot of stuff from the original installation that wasn't done right. I'm pleased with what they did.
Now you can change the ceiling tiles and hope they don't get rain.
Hopefully, he did find places, he told me a couple places that he found, that were basically open holes.
shoot, what's his name over there? Can't think of his name. Talked about the water dripping down on top of the middle file cabinet.
Doug?
Yeah, it does, yeah. So he found a place over there that matches up with that. And there's a couple places over here on this edge that he found, that he was able to patch, so. Definitely found some places where it could have been leaking through. Good, good.
He's just good.
Yeah, that's kind of seems like, you know. Yeah, I did see them. Down lower.
Walk off the show when they were going to come to one time, so be here.
So did I.
Yeah, Greg, we had a building commission meeting last week and Greg Larry walked in to the meeting with him and introduced him and.
Yeah, I was gonna try to get on the Zoom, but that meeting and I just.
What off day was basically what we talked about. And the 6 weeks period is what we really had heavy discussion on for family court.
Yeah. I'm really concerned about that.
Well, I've told her 6 to 8. So she's,
I just hope they really bust their tail and get it done in that time frame. It's just, don't run into any major issues.
Yeah, that would be
If
nice.
it is longer than that, it's Hampshire. Okay. Or she went- or she-
the Brinkman building,
She will not like that.
there's no room in Hampshire. Judge Haynes is in Hampshire. It's a single suite.
So that's happening and then Cody shut me out. I didn't really like it.
Hmm?
For Cody. She's staying upstairs.
Sign those things.
I don't really know what's happening with Cody on January 1, to be honest.
Yeah, nor do I.
I
I haven't
don't,
actually talked to him.
I don't think he can stay upstairs. I don't think that would be
No.
for the prosecutor and the judge to basically share a suite. Actually, you guys. With for the courthouse facilities application. I didn't write down for whatever reason, but you wanted me to apply for the cost to build out the second suite, right? Is that what we decided on?
I think so.
That sound right? Or was it the HVAC?
I thought it was the HVAC, because you were concerned about the timing on the other.
That's what I can't remember, and I don't know why I didn't write that down.
You don't ask me then, cause my mind's not there.
But,
We could move it to the HVAC, I mean, that'd be better, really. The HVAC would be better.
Cody is wanting the guy in.
Next quarter.
I look for us to pay him out quarterly.
Pay them for sure.
Pay them, no, July 1.
You
I
know,
want to be first payment, I want to be, October.
you know, I wanna ask you a question, you guys. I know Cody's struggling with the idea of going over to judge and having somebody, other. The prosecuting attorney coming over, if he don't come up over early, I don't know how he's gonna familiarize himself with it. What is your thoughts about maybe trying to hire a part-time prosecuting attorney to get us through this? Cause it's gonna be a mess.
Well, we'll know after August.
Yeah, I know, I agree, I know, but I'm just saying, it's gonna be a mess.
It'll be more of a mess if you bring somebody in just in between.
Well, I don't know if it would or not, because, this guy over,
But they gotta get very familiar with the cases and get very.
Yeah, and here's the situation, they do think,
Do you mean hire the new prosecutor?
Yeah.
part-time?
no, not the, hire another part-time prosecutor. That's just my thoughts. I don't know, but I know Cody's concerned with it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not,
Do you think there's anyone interested?
well, I don't know.
Just wait till after August and then your deadline.
well, we can wait till,
Yeah, we can wait till August, yeah, oh, yeah, because. I talked to Bob Hart and, Commissioner Hampshire County. I don't know when this guy's coming up with, it's gonna put a burden. on
and
that.
see, Cody, he wasn't sure either, see, we were gonna bring him over early so that Cody could,
I understand, but until you
Didn't
know
happen.
who's on the ballot. I mean, names can. still
Yeah,
be
we'll have to
posted on
wait.
the
I
ballot.
agree. I agree.
And
when-
once
Yeah,
that's passed in August,
yeah,
once that's passed, then you can make,
yeah, I agree.
Decisions.
Yeah, you said that before. I remember that.
yeah.
My COVID fog stuff is starting to come back. I do remember, a little. That's no joke. That stuff was real. I don't. But I got thinking about that here. But, I'm afraid we might get into a mess. Cause when I asked Bob about the new guy, I said, Bob, how is he? He's all right. He didn't really build him. Of course, he might be discussing because he's leaving too. So, yeah, well, I know. And, well, I think they hate to see him go. I'll be honest with you. I really do, but I don't know I don't know what we need to do. I don't know, but we need to look at something to help him coming in.
But we just have to wait until at least after
Yeah.
August to determine.
I think Bob hates the idea that the man might be leaving, and I probably the whole county, when you get somebody like that, that's a transition, it's not a pleasant thing to do.
It's almost impossible to find new people.
Yeah, I suppose.
It is.
Exactly.
And just in our meeting today, everybody's struggling with the same situation.
No, I didn't mean nothing, negative about him, I think from what I've heard, he's a good guy.
So someone could still file for that?
Yeah.
The other party can put one.
Well, look, the primary election, the Democrats voted for Joe Biden to be the Democratic nominee, and now it's gonna be Camila. They've just changed the delegates votes, so.
It's Kamal,
Sorry.
Kamal.
But, I mean, honestly, it almost makes primary elections seem like they're
They're
not worth
Yeah, to
happening.
say they're,
I mean, I see why it's happening, but at the same time, like, I was just talking about that with Ashley last night. It all seems a little,
shady.
but it's how it works. I mean, I've always known that's how it works, just we've always done it based on the vote, and the delegates can change whatever they want.
No, but I was about the taxes. I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it was just something that slipped by us. It went through that. I don't know. I know it's caused some. headaches.
Well, I'm glad our carryover ended up being more.
Do you want all of these signed?
You got some of them.
That's what I was hoping for. As I said, we have to be very, you can't predict that, oh, we're gonna have a carryover of 3.5 million, and then it's only 2.8 year or,
Right.
and we've had a lot of unknowns, you know, with the construction starting.
oh, I know,
A
that
lot of
construction just
unknowns.
blows my mind, because every time you turn around, there's a change order.
Well,
It's
hopefully
$60,000.
this will be our
or
last
$30,000.
fiscal year of unknowns.
That's what scares me.
Well, you don't have to be scared, Terry. You've only got 5 months left.
Yeah, but it's. It's.
I'll still be worried about you guys.
You know what I've said though to you, Ethan, is you're doing a project larger than this project in your personal life.
Yeah.
And you are so concerned about this one, your personal life project, like, it's how you eat and like live and. And it's more than what we're doing.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but he's got money.
No, believe me, I don't. I've been actually trying to hire a secretary a couple days a week, and I cannot find anybody. You looking for work?
No.
See, what I ran into? I need one too. I just need one a couple days a week is all.
What do we?
My wife says she'll do it, but she won't listen to me, so. I'll fire her with.
So you did have firing her the first day.
I'll fire her the first
It's a
day.
VHF tower up on,
Put that in her name.
we had to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't keep up with the paperwork part of it. I hate that. Yeah.
I'll do it for you for $60 an hour.
There you go.
Hey, I might consider that. Can you get everything done, in 1 hour? 1 hour, yeah. Half an
1
hour.
hour a week.
Can you get everything done in half an hour? I was hoping to pay a little less than that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know how you've kept up with it all for as long as you have.
Well, right now I'm struggling. I'm on deadline. I gotta get some paperwork in sometime in August, and doesn't look like it's happening.
I'm hoping after this building renovation project's over, my work life looks a little different. So,
We had to, on these bills, if you notice that some of the bills have already been paid. The reason was we got the water bills like a couple days where they were due, so we had to go ahead and process the water bills, get them processed.
Those ARPA POs, Lauren, can you all cut those checks today? I think I'll,
Anything in here needs.
Yeah, reports.
yeah.
No, I looked at it, nothing is signed there.
I can never figure out why they get those to us today, like.
What
I think they've been those amounts for weeks.
That's, yeah, that's something here. Are you retired?
I didn't choose to be, they did away with my job.
Well, you don't have to be. I said there's jobs out there.
Oh,
Hey, you know-
occupied a lot now.
Yeah. I think somewhere. Oh, and
Not yet.
I'll say they were there, they passed me. Automated packaging laid a couple people off. No, I don't know if it's due to performance. Automated packaging? Yeah, I don't know if it's due to performance or it's just due to something else. Yeah, I know two of the people they laid off, but I'm thinking maybe it might have been due to maybe performance issues or something.
Were those pretty senior level people though?
Well, no, but they've been there years. They weren't management though at all.
Oh. Takes they let off some supervisors and stuff.
They did, yeah. Apparently it's not the same plant now that it used to be. Yeah. Whatever you want to. He already looked at it. Oh, okay, yeah, he just didn't sign it.
Oh, hey, Liz. Oh, I look. Davis Lake Law Enforcement Building ribbon cutting and dedication ceremony. September 27th at noon.
Yes, Eileen emailed me the invitation. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll be there.
Thank you. So we could actually adjourn the meeting, correct? No.
Not paid the bills yet.
I make a motion, we approve the account payable.
I second.
No, approve that bill.
Okay.
I'm working on the
Okay.
exonerations now.
Account payable, we'll make a motion, we approve the exoneration.
You didn't.
Second that.
I approve that also.
And
The states.
oh, make a motion, to approve the estates.
I second.
I approve that also. And so. Can we adjourn? So Liz can go home?
Is that 12?
What? That
Law enforcement.
Liz, did you have any questions or anything?
noon, 12 noon.
12 minutes.
No, not at the moment. I think I'm good. Thanks, Luke.
All right.
We should have been handling paper there, shouldn't we? Yeah. They'll make my own money off the rider.
Are you guys adjourning or?
Yes, move that we adjourn.
A second.
Bye, Liz.
Y'all have a good day.
I did.